When you dream of someone who has passed away, it's more than just a fleeting thought, it's a message that might leave you questioning everything. Could it be their spirit reaching out, a sign from the universe, or is it your subconscious trying to heal? The truth behind these dreams is both profound and deeply personal. What if this is their way of saying what they never got to? Don't ignore it, this might be the closure you've been searching for. Imagine waking up suddenly in the middle of the night, your heart pounding, a strange energy lingering in the room as if something unseen has just passed through. The dream you had wasn't just a dream, it was something more, something deeper. It felt real, almost like a memory rather than a fleeting illusion of sleep. And what makes it truly unsettling is the presence of someone who has long been gone. Someone you once knew, perhaps a parent, an old friend, or a relative who left this world years ago. Their face was clear, their voice familiar, and the way they looked at you felt different, not like a fragment of the past, but like a presence reaching through the veil of time. There was something in their eyes, something unspoken yet heavy with meaning, as if they came not just to be seen, but to tell you something. You struggle to recall the exact words, but the feeling remains a lingering weight in your chest, a sense that the encounter carried a significance beyond ordinary dreams. But why now? Why did they appear in this moment after all this time? Was it merely your subconscious playing tricks on you, surfacing buried emotions and memories? Or was it something more, a message from beyond, a quiet whisper from the unseen, reminding you that the connection between life and death is not as distant as it seems? Throughout history, countless people have reported dreams of the departed, describing them not as illusions, but as visits, moments of guidance, warnings, or even final goodbyes. Some believe these dreams serve as reassurance, a way for lost loved ones to let us know they are still near, watching over us in ways we cannot always perceive. Others believe they are omens, signs that something in life is shifting, that we are being called to pay attention to something we might otherwise miss. And so, as you sit awake in the stillness of the night, heart racing, mind spinning, you can't help but wonder, was it just a dream? Or was it something greater, something beyond human understanding? Perhaps in the space between sleep and wakefulness, between the known and the unknown, the past and the present intertwine for just a brief moment, allowing us to glimpse a truth we are not yet meant to fully grasp. Dreams involving the dead have always carried an air of mystery, leaving those who experience them with an unshakable sense of wonder and sometimes unease. Across cultures and throughout history, these dreams have been seen as something more than simple nighttime visions. Some believe they are portals between worlds, fleeting moments where the barrier between the living and the departed grows thin, allowing spirits to reach out. Others interpret them as warnings, cryptic messages that must be understood before it is too late. But what is it about these dreams that makes them feel so hauntingly real? When you dream of someone who has passed away, it is rarely a random occurrence. Their presence is often marked by an intensity that lingers even after you wake. They may look at you with piercing eyes, their gaze heavy with meaning, as if urging you to listen to understand something that cannot be spoken. Or they may speak to you, yet their words feel distant, muffled, as if coming from a place beyond comprehension. Sometimes the message is clear, a comforting assurance, a final farewell, or even a cryptic warning. Other times, it is merely their presence that speaks, a silent yet profound connection that defies explanation. But why do these dreams feel so vivid, more real than reality itself? Unlike ordinary dreams, where details fade upon waking, dreams of the deceased often remain burned into memory, each moment lingering with an eerie clarity. Some say it is because these dreams do not originate from the subconscious alone, but from something greater, a realm beyond what we understand. There are countless stories of people who have received guidance, closure, or even premonitions through these dreams, as if their loved ones are trying to bridge the gap between life and death one last time. Are these encounters mere projections of grief, our minds conjuring familiar faces in moments of longing? Or are they something far more profound, whispers from another realm, reaching out to us in the only way they can? Whatever the answer may be, one thing is certain: such dreams are never easily forgotten. They leave a mark, a quiet echo of something just beyond our grasp, reminding us that the mysteries of life and death are far from fully understood. Sometimes the dead appear in dreams with a calm, reassuring smile, their presence bringing an unspoken sense of peace. It feels as though they are letting you know they are at rest, that there is no need for sorrow, only remembrance. In these moments, their energy is warm, almost protective, as if they are watching over you from somewhere beyond, gently reminding you that the bond between souls does not end with death. Other times, however, their presence carries a different weight. They may look sad, distant, or even troubled, their expression heavy with something unsaid. Many cultures believe that seeing a deceased loved one looking sorrowful is a sign that they need prayers, that their soul is seeking peace, or that something unresolved from their past still lingers. Perhaps there was a promise left unfulfilled, a mistake never corrected, or a truth never spoken. Some believe these dreams are a plea for help, an invitation to offer prayers, light a candle, or perform a small act in their name to bring them comfort in the afterlife. But what if the dream goes beyond mere emotion? What if they speak to you, not of the past, but of the future? There are countless stories of people who have dreamed of their deceased loved ones, predicting events that had yet to happen, only to witness them unfold exactly as described. A warning about an upcoming danger, a cryptic message about a life-changing decision, or even a simple yet profound piece of advice that makes sense only in hindsight. These dreams often feel more vivid than ordinary ones, their details sharper, their sensations more intense, leaving the dreamer with an unshakable certainty that they have just experienced something beyond mere imagination. Are these encounters truly glimpses into the unknown, moments where the boundary between the living and the departed dissolves? Or are they the subconscious mind, deeply connected to intuition, picking up on patterns and possibilities before they become reality? Whatever the explanation, one thing remains certain: such dreams are not easily forgotten. They leave behind an eerie sense of purpose, a lingering question that refuses to fade. Was it just a dream, or was it something more? At times, dreaming of the dead may be nothing more than a reflection of your own emotions, a manifestation of grief, longing, or unresolved guilt. Perhaps there are words you wish you had spoken, moments you wish you could relive, or regrets that linger in the silence of their absence. In these cases, the dream serves as a mirror, a space where the subconscious mind weaves together memory and emotion, allowing you to process feelings that you may not even realize you carry. But what if you weren't thinking about them at all, and they suddenly appeared in your dream? What if their presence felt deliberate, purposeful, as if they had sought you out rather than merely being a figment of your imagination? Could there be something deeper at play, something beyond the reach of logic and reason? Many cultures and spiritual traditions believe that dreams are not just fragments of the mind, but gateways to something greater, portals where the living and the dead can briefly reconnect. It is said that the departed appear in dreams when they have something important to convey, whether it be a warning, a piece of advice, or a quiet plea for prayers and peace. In some cases, these dreams feel intensely real, as if the dreamer has stepped into another realm, one where time and distance no longer separate the living from the lost. Some dreamers have reported being given specific instructions, words of comfort, or even cryptic messages that only make sense later. Others have woken with an unshakable feeling that they were visited, rather than merely dreaming. These experiences raise profound questions. Are the dead truly reaching out, finding a way to communicate through the veil of sleep? Or are these dreams simply the mind's way of keeping their memory alive, ensuring that even in death, they are never truly gone? Whatever the answer, one thing remains undeniable. Dreams of the dead have a way of leaving an impression that lingers, a quiet whisper that refuses to be ignored. Whether they are messages from beyond or echoes of the heart, they remind us that love, connection, and memory do not end with death, they transcend it, finding their way back to us, even in the stillness of the night. And then there's another layer of mystery, one that makes these dreams even more perplexing. Sometimes the dead do not appear in familiar settings or speak in ways you understand. Instead, they emerge in strange, otherworldly places, vast, empty landscapes, dimly lit rooms, or even surreal locations that defy reality. They may speak in a language you don't recognize, yet somehow you understand them on a deeper level, as if their words are being transmitted directly into your soul, rather than through speech. But the most intriguing part is when they give you something or take something from you. These symbolic exchanges could hold the key to deciphering the hidden message of the dream. If a deceased person gives you an object, it might symbolize an upcoming blessing, an inheritance, whether material or spiritual, or a piece of wisdom that you need to carry forward. Some believe that receiving something from the dead is a sign of protection, as if they are offering you a gift from beyond, a token to guide you in the challenges ahead. It could be a key, a book, a piece of jewelry, or even something abstract like light or water, all of which carry deeper meanings that depend on the context of the dream and the emotions it evokes. On the other hand, if the deceased takes something from you, it could signify a major change on the horizon, whether positive or negative. Some interpret it as a release, the symbolic removal of burdens, fears, or past attachments that no longer serve you. Others see it as a warning, a sign that something precious in your life may soon be lost, or that a transformation is approaching, one that may not be entirely within your control. These dreams, filled with cryptic symbols and hidden meanings, remind us that there is more to our existence than what we see. Whether they are glimpses into another realm, messages from the subconscious, or something beyond human understanding, they leave us with lingering questions, ones that urge us to look beyond the surface and search for meaning in the unknown. But the real question remains: are these dreams mere illusions of the mind, simple echoes of our thoughts and emotions playing out in the theater of sleep? Or is something much bigger at play, something beyond what science can explain, beyond the boundaries of life and death as we know them? If dreams are simply the brain's way of processing memories and emotions, why do some of them feel so vivid, so real, as if they hold a weight that lingers long after waking? Why do certain dreams leave an unshakable impression, a sense that what we experienced was more than just imagination? Could they truly be messages from the beyond, from souls that haven't yet completed their journey? Some believe that the dead linger for a reason, tied to unfinished business, unresolved emotions, or a final message they need to deliver. Throughout history, stories have emerged of people who received warnings in their dreams foretelling danger, illness, or even events that later came to pass exactly as they were shown. Could it be that these spirits, unable to communicate in the physical world, find their way to us in sleep, reaching across the veil to deliver their whispers in the only way they can? And if so, what happens if we ignore them? Should we dismiss these dreams as meaningless, brushing them off as nothing more than the mind's wandering? Or should we pause and try to uncover their deeper meanings, looking beyond the surface to understand what is being shown to us? Many ancient traditions and spiritual teachings urge us to pay attention to dreams, believing they hold wisdom not only from within, but also from forces unseen. Whether it is guidance, a warning, or a request for peace, these dreams may not be as random as they seem. Perhaps they are subtle invitations urging us to listen, to reflect, and to act before it's too late. Dreams have always been one of the most mysterious phenomena, a bridge between the seen and the unseen. They defy logic, existing in a space where time bends, where the past, present, and future merge in ways we don't fully understand. They offer glimpses into worlds beyond our reach, pulling us into places that feel both familiar and unknown. And when the dead appear in those realms, speaking in hushed tones, offering cryptic messages, or simply standing in silence, it begs the question: are they merely figments of our imagination? Or are they trying to tell us something we have yet to comprehend? So, the next time you dream of someone who has passed away, don't dismiss it too quickly. Don't let it slip away as just another dream, lost in the blur of waking life. Pay attention. Reflect on what you saw, what you felt, and what was said or left unsaid. There might be a message waiting for you to decipher, a truth lingering in the shadows of your subconscious, reaching out before it's too late. Some people who dream of the deceased experience an unusual clarity, as if they are truly living the moment. Unlike ordinary dreams, these visions feel tangible, every detail sharp and distinct. They can recall the facial expressions of the departed, the exact tone of their voice, and even the subtle shifts in their emotions, as if they were standing right in front of them. But what's even stranger is that these dreams don't fade away like regular ones. Instead, they leave an imprint, lingering in the dreamer's mind for days, sometimes even weeks. It's as if something within the dream demands to be remembered, refusing to be dismissed as just another fleeting nighttime illusion. This intense realism leads many to wonder, could dreams be more than just fragments of the subconscious? Could they be a real means of communication between the living and the dead? Science, despite its advancements, cannot provide a definitive answer to this age-old mystery. What it does confirm is that the brain is capable of reconstructing emotions and memories during sleep, blending past experiences into dreamscapes that can feel incredibly lifelike. But this explanation falls short when confronted with cases that defy logic, dreams that reveal information the dreamer had no prior knowledge of. There are numerous accounts of people who have dreamt of a deceased loved one guiding them to a hidden object or revealing a long-lost secret, only to later confirm that the information was true. How can the mind generate such specific, previously unknown details? Could it be that the deceased are reaching out, using dreams as a bridge between worlds to convey something they couldn't in life? Sometimes the dream doesn't contain a direct message in the form of words or actions. Instead, it carries a deeper, more subtle feeling, an unshakable sense that something is unresolved or that the deceased is in need of something from the dreamer. Some people describe waking up from these dreams with an overwhelming sense of peace, as if their loved one visited them to provide comfort, to let them know they are okay. Others, however, wake up with unease, their hearts heavy with the weight of something unsaid, as if the dream was not a visit of reassurance, but rather a warning of something yet to come. There are even stories of people who dreamt of a deceased parent or grandparent warning them about an illness, urging them to seek medical attention only to later discover a health condition they had been unaware of. Others recall dreams where the dead warned them about a specific person, a looming danger, or an important decision, warnings that in time turned out to be true. These experiences challenge the boundaries of what we understand about dreams. Are they merely the subconscious weaving together pieces of reality? Or are they something more, whispers from the beyond, messages meant to guide, warn, or prepare us for what lies ahead? The mystery remains, and perhaps it always will. But one thing is certain: for those who have had these dreams, the experience is far too powerful to simply dismiss. Whether they are a phenomenon of the mind or a glimpse into something beyond, they remind us that death may not be the end of connection. Instead, it may be just another chapter, one that continues to unfold, even in the silence of the night. Another intriguing theory suggests that some dreams involving the dead may be a form of spiritual test, an opportunity to prove one's ability to perceive and respond to messages from the unseen world. Throughout history, countless cultures have believed that spirits communicate with the living through dreams, using them as a medium to offer guidance, deliver warnings, or provide comfort. But these encounters are not always straightforward. Some dreams are filled with cryptic symbols, vague emotions, or subtle cues that require deeper reflection to fully understand. Many people dismiss these dreams as mere illusions, attributing them to the brain's natural processing of memories and emotions. But what if they are more than that? What if these visions contain messages that are meant to be deciphered, carrying significance beyond what the dreamer initially perceives? Some believe that the dead return to dreams when they need something: a prayer, a charitable act in their name, or even the resolution of unfinished business left behind in the physical world. There are stories of individuals who have dreamt of a deceased loved one appearing sad or restless, only to later discover that their grave was in disrepair, their belongings had been neglected, or that they had unfulfilled wishes that were left unaddressed. In many traditions, it is said that when the dead appear in distress, they are seeking help from the living, whether in the form of prayers, donations made in their honor, or the correction of a past wrongdoing. Could it be that some of these dreams serve as a spiritual test, challenging the dreamer to listen, understand, and act upon the unseen requests of the departed? Moreover, what if the dream is not meant for the dreamer alone, but rather as a message that must be passed on to another family member or loved one? There have been cases where people have dreamt of a deceased relative urging them to warn a sibling, a child, or even an old friend about an impending danger or an important decision. Some of these messages have been dismissed only for the warning to manifest later, when it was too late to intervene. If dreams of the dead truly carry significance, then ignoring them could mean missing an important opportunity, one that could bring peace to both the living and the departed. Whether they are spiritual tests, calls for assistance, or glimpses into something beyond human understanding, they remain one of the most mysterious and thought-provoking experiences one can have. Perhaps the key is not to fear them, but to listen, reflect, and seek meaning in the silent whispers of the night. Even more bizarre are the cases where people dream of strangers they have never met in real life, yet somehow instinctively know that these individuals are deceased. These encounters often feel strangely familiar, as if there is an unspoken connection between the dreamer and the mysterious spirit. But why does this happen? Could these souls be reaching out with a purpose, attempting to convey something significant? Or are they simply figments of the subconscious mind, piecing together random images without deeper meaning? Some believe that dreams act as spiritual portals, brief windows into unseen realms where the boundaries between the living and the departed blur. In this perspective, dreaming of an unknown yet eerily familiar figure could mean that the dreamer is tapping into something beyond ordinary consciousness, a forgotten memory, a past life connection, or even a message from a wandering soul seeking acknowledgement. There have been numerous accounts of people dreaming of strangers, only to later recognize them in old photographs or hear their names mentioned in family stories. In some cases, these dreams have led individuals to uncover long-lost relatives, ancestors, or even unresolved mysteries surrounding a person's death. Others have reported receiving warnings, advice, or knowledge about events they had no logical way of knowing, leaving them to wonder if the stranger in their dream was truly a spirit reaching out from beyond. Another compelling theory is that some souls, particularly those who have left the world with unfinished business, seek out receptive individuals to pass along their messages. If this is true, then dreams may serve as a medium through which spirits communicate, hoping that someone will listen, understand, and perhaps even act upon what they reveal. Skeptics argue that the brain is simply processing and rearranging random faces and memories collected throughout life, forming these unknown figures from a mix of subconscious imagery. While this explanation may apply to some dreams, it does not account for the extraordinary cases where dreamers later verify unknown details, recognize long-lost individuals, or even feel an unshakable sense that their encounter was more than just a mental illusion. Ultimately, whether these dreams are true spiritual connections or simply mental fabrications, they leave a lasting impression on those who experience them. The idea that unknown souls might reach out through dreams is both unsettling and fascinating, raising profound questions about the nature of consciousness, the afterlife, and the unseen forces that may be at play when we close our eyes at night. Some dreams carry symbolic warnings, particularly those that recur multiple times, as if the subconscious or perhaps something beyond it is urging the dreamer to pay attention. If you find yourself dreaming of the same deceased person over several nights, it may be more than just a coincidence. It could be a sign that something important requires your acknowledgement, a message that has yet to be fully understood. But what exactly are these dreams trying to tell you? One possibility is that there is unresolved business between you and the person who has passed. Were there words left unspoken, apologies never exchanged, or emotions that were buried rather than confronted? Sometimes the mind holds on to these lingering emotions, manifesting them in dreams as a way to seek closure. But what if the dream is not simply a reflection of personal regret, but rather a genuine attempt by the deceased to communicate? In many cultures, repetitive dreams of the dead are believed to signal a pressing matter that needs to be addressed. Some believe that spirits return when they need something, whether it be prayers, an act of charity in their name, or the correction of a past mistake. There are even stories of people receiving warnings through recurring dreams, later realizing that the deceased was trying to alert them to an impending danger or an important life decision. Another perspective suggests that these dreams may be highlighting something unresolved within the dreamer's own life. Perhaps the presence of the deceased is not about their unfinished journey, but about yours. Are you facing a challenge that this person could have guided you through if they were still alive? Are you being reminded of lessons they once taught you, but have since forgotten? Sometimes these dreams serve as a mirror, reflecting parts of ourselves that need healing, guidance, or acknowledgement. Whatever the reason, one thing remains clear: recurring dreams should not be ignored. Whether they stem from psychological factors, spiritual connections, or something beyond human understanding, they are often persistent for a reason. Paying attention to the emotions, symbols, and messages within these dreams may offer insight, peace, or even a profound realization that something, whether in this world or the next, is trying to reach you. Another fascinating distinction exists between ordinary dreams of the deceased, where the person appears as a fleeting memory or a reconstructed image of the past, and dreams that feel profoundly real, as if the dreamer is experiencing something beyond the realm of imagination. These dreams stand out not just because of their vividness, but because of the undeniable sense of presence they carry. Those who have experienced such dreams often wake up with an unexplainable energy lingering around them. Some report feeling warmth, as if they were embraced or touched by the person in their dream. Others describe an overwhelming sense of peace, a clarity that stays with them long after they wake. There are even accounts of people waking up to the faint scent of a loved one's perfume, the sound of a whisper in the room, or a sensation as if someone had just been beside them. These eerie yet comforting details raise a profound question. Are these dreams merely products of the subconscious mind, or could they be brief moments of true connection between the living and the departed? Science offers a rational explanation, suggesting that the brain can create hyper-realistic dream experiences, particularly when strong emotions or memories are involved. But this does not explain the instances where people receive information in their dreams, details they had no prior knowledge of, yet later discover to be true. How is it possible for a dream to reveal something real and verifiable, something the dreamer could not have known otherwise? Could this indicate that there are dimensions of reality hidden from ordinary perception, where the boundaries between life and death are not as rigid as we believe? Regardless of the interpretation, dreams of the dead remain one of life's greatest mysteries. Whether they are messages, warnings, or simply reflections of our deepest emotions, one undeniable truth remains: they leave a lasting impression. They make us question the nature of existence, the possibility of an afterlife, and whether the bonds of love and connection truly transcend death. Perhaps these dreams are not meant to be explained, but rather felt, serving as quiet reminders that life and death are not as separate as they seem, that somewhere in the vast unknown, the souls we have lost may still be reaching out.